when my friend passed away, I lost my spirit. My whole spirit out of my body is just gone. I'm not going to continue with life and get up and go to school and get dressed and do other things that other people do that look normal. As far as my spirit, if I believe in myself, if I really truly love myself, or ever really feel that I can love someone, I don't feel that it's there. I don't feel that inside my soul is a happy soul, because I don't feel I have no spirit anymore because he's not here.
It is difficult to work with a young person who, is tomorrow's victim. Today they were somebody's perpetrator, tomorrow they're somebody's victim.
People we grew up with, and we were fighting with them, and it wasn't supposed to be that way. And then my friend got killed, then Ray got killed, then this is about where we at now.
Since 1986, Portland, Oregon has seen a dramatic rise in youth violence, especially in neighborhoods in North and Northeast. This video will examine how our youth responded to this violence, the rise in black-on-black youth violence, and the effects it's had on the neighborhood. This is a lesson in empathy as we reflect on death in the hood.
We didn't know they were gangs then. We didn't know anything about gangs being cops. We were totally ignorant. But these guys came up here, they were wearing certain colors, they were behaving certain ways, they had tattoos all over their body, they were throwing up hand signs. I mean, they were doing some strange stuff, and all of a sudden we heard that crack cocaine was here. What was crack? We didn't know anything about crack. Ice was here, which is a drug, a form of crystal methamphetamine. We had absolutely no idea what was that.
We had reached a point by about 88 where we estimated that in inner Northeast there were about 500 drug houses operating.
It doesn't take much. It's like somebody pouring gasoline on a floor, and you just pray that nobody comes by and lights a match. Well, the gasoline had been poured throughout this community because of economic disparities between this community and the rest of Portland, and because of a school system that didn't work, because of discrimination and racism. That's the social gasoline that had been poured on the floor. Gang activity that came into town was merely the spark that set it off in a way that it became visible.
As Portland, Oregon positions itself as a major player in the Pacific Rim, its youth population has experienced a rise in homicides among young men between 15 and 24 years of age. In terms of race, age, and neighborhoods, Caucasian males between 15 and 24 years of age account for more than half of all homicides, and young men have learned to live with it.
Everyday life, there's nothing I can do to change it. So it's just, what's gonna happen is gonna happen.
The majority of all homicides occur in North and Northeast Portland among people who knew each other. The majority of the conflicts involve drugs, money, and other personal property, as well as family and intimate issues. But in communities of color, where African Americans, who comprise no more than 6.1% of the population in Multnomah County, account for 30% of homicides, victims, and perpetrators. As some of our youth adopt a gangsterous lifestyle, reaction to conflict when intoxicated on alcohol or high on drugs involves using a gun to settle an argument or to make a point. Using a firearm to solve situational conflict is one of the many reasons for the rise in black-on-black youth homicide.
Me and my friends were over some girl's house and, we were smoking some weed and stuff, Then some other guys came over there and they was drunk and stuff, so the one who was driving them in their car, he was really drunk and he was acting crazy. So I was back there, you know what I'm saying, just with my friends, and then dude would start talking crazy to me. So I went outside and then he attacked me, and I went back inside the house and got a gun, and I kept telling him to leave, but he wouldn't leave. So then, you know what I'm saying, he went out in the parking lot and I pulled out my gun. I was like, once you leave, man. And then he said, oh, you gonna try to kill me? I'm gonna kill you then. And I said, just leave, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to hear it though. And then he went to his car, he grabbed something, and then just charged me. So I lifted the gun up, and I tried to hit him with it, but it's like he went for the gun too, and it went off in his face.
Over the last 4 or 5 years, the majority of the black-on-black crime has been situational, meaning that it wasn't intentional. That is, youth going out and looking for another youth to shoot, et cetera, et cetera. Now, those cases do happen, but the majority is a situation where it's a young man who's made poor judgments, there's self-esteem issues, and then he gets a gun, or there's getting some other means of power outside of themselves without the conflict resolution skills, and what results is situational crime. Kids who find themselves in a situation where they resort to violence that does cost someone a life.
How did this gangster mentality become so entrenched in some of our youth? Among Portland's African American community, where young men are among the highest risks for homicides, the emergence of organized gangs migrating to Portland from California led to drug houses, drive-bys, children attending funerals, and fear.